So you're wondering exactly what is it that makes millionaires and billionaires some of the most successful people out there in the world that the world has ever known. What has made them and contributed to them achieving the amount of success and wealth that they have accumulated? Well, stick around because in today's video, I am going to be bringing you a key to their success. Stay tuned. What's going on, y'all? Brian here with Revenue Pro Tips, and today's video, guys, is going to be about a key to the success of some of the richest and most successful people that are living today from the past, and how you just might be one of those people in the future. But hey, if this is your first time visiting our channel, we want to say welcome, thank you, and we value your time. And we just want you to know our mission at Revenue Pro Tips is to help put you in a position of power over your personal and business finances by providing you with tips, information, and even online-based opportunities to help you achieve financial freedom and success. And that is exactly what today's video is about. And this key to the success of amassing great amounts of wealth for many people out there in the world, guys, is absolutely critical to understand. And that key is habits, right? We're going to be talking about the 10 habits of the most highly successful, wealthiest, richest people that you might have heard of and might not have heard of. But you know, these are common traits for these people, and really just amongst highly successful people. Some entrepreneurs, some not, but these are just universal, right, for successful people. Whether you're achieving you know, great amounts of money, or they have just succeeded in achieving great self-satisfaction in their life, great success, brought happiness, love, all these other things that they consider extremely valuable. But as it pertains to people who are accumulating great amount of money, habits are highly, highly important. All right, so moving into it, we got habit number one, and that is waking up early. That's right. Now, I know some of you already, like, you just completely shut down right there, like, hold it, you missed me with the waking up early. But I tell you what, if you aspire to become one of the richest, wealthiest people, you know, just maybe for yourself, you just want that for yourself, forget the fame or any of that, you know, waking up early is going to be absolutely critical for you, right? I think of people like Tim Cook, Apple's CEO, right? This man has been reported to wake up prior to 6 a.m. in the morning. And it's just insane because he runs one of the biggest company, if not the biggest company in the world, right? My boy, Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip hop preacher, Dr. Eric Thomas. If you know anything about the man, he's a beast when it comes to motivational speaking to some of the just most incredible organizations that exist in the world. He's all over the place. But if you know his story, he talks about how he wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's right, 3 o'clock in the morning. It's insane, right? But why does he do that? You know, he talks about it all the time, how he studied the most successful, right? Some of the richest, wealthiest people in the world, successful people that exist, you know, today and from the past. And what he found out that it's not that they're like some, you know, they're geniuses or they're just the smartest people in the world. But what he realized was that they all get up really early in the morning, while the average person is sleeping in, right? They're not getting up to 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, right? The successful, the people who are killing it and making the big money are waking up at 6, 5, 4 o'clock in the morning. In E.T.'s case, who is just killing it himself, is waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how he does. He talks about how he does it with no alarm clock. I'm working on that. But right now I'm at about 3:15, you know, 3:20-ish range where I'm getting up, and I'm still working on making that consistent. But here's the thing. He realized that it wasn't that, again, that these people weren't the smartest, but what they're doing is they're getting a jump on the rest of the world, right? I think I read before a story about Bill Gates, how at 6:30 in the morning, he's already having meetings with you know, people in his staff or just people on the other side of the world. He's interacting at 6:30 in the morning with people, right? He's not asleep. he's not even eating breakfast. He's already engaging in communication and networking, handling business that early in the morning, right? So if you aspire to be anything like these people, whether you've heard of them or not, this habit of waking up early is going to be absolutely critical to your success. So I definitely encourage you, study these people. But if there's one thing you want to definitely implement, is being up early in the morning, waking up early, because you want to already be in a position like Bill Gates to start engaging right away. As soon as your audience, your clientele, your customers are up and about, you need to be in their face making things happen. So wake up early, guys. Moving on, habit number 2 is planning, right? You might have heard this before. It might be cliche, but if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail, right? This idea of planning is another critical habit when it comes to success, right? Because things come about in our daily lives where we get distracted. We have things we want to do, but then other things come about, and before you know it, you've gone throughout your day, you look back on your day and you're totally bummed because you didn't accomplish anything you wanted to accomplish. If you're an entrepreneur out there, your time, no matter if you're an entrepreneur or not, your time is your most precious and valuable asset, right? You cannot afford to spend time in things that are not going to contribute to your overall success, to you accumulating the amount of money you want to accumulate, right? It is important that you analyze critically, just really focus and pay attention to how you're spending your time, right? Everybody gets 24 hours in a day, but yet some people are way more productive with their 24 hours, and therefore that is why they achieve the success or the money that they achieve. So what you want to start doing is keeping track of how you're spending your time, and you definitely can accomplish that by planning, right? Buy yourself a planner. You can have, some people have journals, but a planner is something that gives you, a breakdown of how to look at your day, right? Whether that's hour by hour, half hour. Some planners out there have every 15 minutes, right? Where you're looking at your time in 15-minute blocks. Whatever it is, get yourself one. Write out what you're going to do with your time throughout the day, right? At the end of the day, look at this planner and say, okay, what did I do? Was I productive with my time? Was I not productive? What was I doing? Could I have done something different, right? Because you want to absolutely be in control of how you're spending your time. And therefore, by doing so, you'll be in greater control of the results you get in your life, thus your time, right? So planning is absolutely critical. There's studies out there that say, people who will be millionaires, people who plan are 239%, have a 239% greater chance of becoming millionaires, right? So that right there should you should just be online right now, or wherever, going to a store, okay, I'm going to get my planner right now and I'm about to start planning. 239% more likely to become millionaires, right? So that tells you there that just by planning out your day, you'll have a much greater chance of succeeding and becoming that millionaire, that billionaire that you want to be. So if you need a planner, if you guys want an awesome planner, I'll put a link in the description below of a planner that I personally use that has been tremendous for me. I've used many planners. I love having planners and utilizing them. And so check out the one below. Buy that one, don't buy it, doesn't matter. Get you one and start utilizing it. And that helps us transition to the third habit, guys, which is goal setting. I'm not going to elaborate too much on goal setting. If you're somebody aspiring out there to do something great for yourself, for other people, you need to have goals, right? The most successful, the rich, the wealthy, they have goals. Not only do they have goals, they write them down, right? They're keeping track of their goals. And going back to habit number 2, well, the second one that I mentioned at least, is planning. When you have goals, what you plan out, how you plan your days, your weeks, your months, your year, should be related to the goals that you have, whether they're daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals, right? They work in conjunction with each other, and by doing this, you'll have a much greater chance of succeeding again and gaining that financial freedom and amassing great wealth and fortune for yourself. So definitely you want to be writing down goals. You can look this up. They all do it. I don't care who you look up. If they're considered successful, especially for some of the people out there in the business world and that you are aware of, that I'm aware of, these people all day long will talk about goals, how important it is. It's not something that has to be debated. Have goals, write your goals down. Habit number 4 is understanding failure. Now, there are people who might be considered failures, and then there are people who fail but are considered successes, right? One thing about the rich is that they absolutely understand failure and how failure works, or how they can use failure to their own benefit, right? I think it's to quote the great Michael Jordan, one of the greatest, if not the greatest basketball player and maybe greatest athlete of all time, has been known to say, he's failed over and over and over again, and that's why he has succeeded, right? Use failure as fuel for the fire, right? For your success, for you becoming that millionaire, that billionaire that you want to become, to do the great things that you want to do with your life. Use failure as a learning experience. This one thing that the greats and the rich and the wealthy, they understand, is that if they're not failing at something, that means they're not trying. And if you're not trying, how far could you possibly go in regards to achieving your goals, your dreams, these aspirations and ideas that you have? You must fail. I'm telling you, if you are trying to, there's not many things that you were born knowing how to do. Many things that we do on a daily basis are things that we learn along the way. And if you have an idea about a product or a service that you can provide that is going to help you become a millionaire, a billionaire, rich, wealthy, famous, whatever it is, you're going to have to learn new things. And with that, you're going to definitely come across times where you're failing, right? You're going to have or do something, certain things that you will fail at. And that's perfectly okay. As long as you have the right mindset that, hey, you know what? I might have failed, but I'm not a failure, right? There's a difference, right? You failed at a certain thing. You failed at a certain product, an idea, a plan. You didn't achieve a goal in the time frame that you had, pictured to accomplish this goal. That's okay. Just be okay with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You failed at that thing, but that does not make you a failure. What you have to understand, though, is that, there's a learning experience in that failure. And when you have that understanding, it will propel you to move forward, to keep going. And thus, as long as you keep going, even with some more failures along the way, eventually you will, succeed in whatever this thing is, and thus accomplish the goals that you have, right? So understand failure and use failure as fuel to achieve the goals, the dreams, the millionaire, the billionaire that you want to be, right? So that is tip number 4. The next one, reading. Habit number 5 today is reading. The rich, the wealthy, the high achievers, they read. I'm telling you. You see the books behind me. I love reading. I don't know if I love reading or I just like learning. I really don't know. But what I do know is that I think up until, throughout even college, I might have read only 3 books in my whole life. I definitely did not like reading. But what I realize now is that it was only because, in school, the things they were pushing on us weren't things that I was really interested in, right? But I'm interested in things like entrepreneurship, business, making money, right? We're talking about making money today, the habits of the rich, and this is one of them. The rich are reading, right? They're not watching TV. Guys, I had a mentor once who told me, put your head down for 2 years. Put your toes, 10 toes down. Put your eyes down. Focus on what we're doing here, what you're trying to accomplish, your dreams, your goals. Cut out the TV. Cut out, all the distractions and just focus on what you're doing. And and read the books. You gotta read the books, right? I mean, we're talking books that have been handed down from person to person to person to person, and all those persons, the person said this book works, this information works. So you need to be doing the same thing. Get in the books, read, right? If you're not growing, you're dying, right? If you're not, nature tells you that, if a tree isn't growing, chances are it's dying. Everything, it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy to see. The benefits of reading is, right, you're growing, right? You're gaining, you're enhancing your memory. Your vocabulary gets better, right? That's one of the things I noticed was, as I read and started studying these materials and reading these books, some of them behind me, that I started saying words and being able to utilize words that I just had no idea what they were, let alone how to use them in their proper context. But as you read, you start to do these things. Read 10 pages, start with reading 10 pages of a book a day, right? Look, what are the best business books? What are the best business books for entrepreneurship? What are the best books for nurses? What are the best books for teachers and educators? Whatever it is you're into, read those books. But if we're talking about being millionaires and billionaires, you need to be reading what millionaires and billionaires read. I'll put also a link in the description of some of the books out there that have been passed down. A couple of them books that are those, passed down from person to person books. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. I mean, I haven't heard of a person who of significant wealth who hasn't read and recommends that book. The Secret, some of you are familiar with The Secret and the Law of Attraction. I mean, these are books that just are absolutely incredible, and they're really must reads. If you're really trying to grow your financial game, you got to implement them. But reading overall, you have to implement. It is a habit of the rich, and if that's what you aspire to be, to have, reading is one of the things you must do, right? So habit number 6 is having a money consciousness. Now, I haven't listed these these habits of the rich in any particular order, right? I'm not, number 1 is not the most important per se. Probably they're all equally important in my opinion, at least, but having a money consciousness, if I was listing them in an order of importance, would probably be number 1, right? One thing about the rich is that they become that way because they're focused on being that way, right? Not to say that to the rich and the wealthy that money is the most important thing, right? I think it was the great Zig Ziglar that said something to the extent that money isn't everything, but it ranks up there with oxygen, right? The thing about to become wealthy, right? To become the millionaires and the billionaires, you have to. There's only 2 ways to achieve that, right? You either offer a product or a service that takes care of problems that people have, right? It's that simple, guys. And so when it comes to having a money consciousness, what I mean by that is that these people think, speak, and they collect money, right? They're not afraid to talk about money. I know if you're like me that you've been around a lot of people who don't have, you've been around people who might kind of discourage you when it comes to wanting to achieve and to have a lot of money. The kind of people that say, yeah, money isn't everything, right? You can't take it with you. They even look upon rich and wealthy people as mean and nasty people, right? But the thing is that, generally to my personal experience, once I started getting around millionaires and people who have a lot of money, they aren't mean at all, right? These people became that way because they've actually done so much good, right? If they weren't doing a lot of good, guys, they wouldn't be millionaires. The billionaires of the world wouldn't be who they are without doing good. And what I mean by that is, again, products and services that take care of people's problems, right? These people, again, talk, speak money, right? Whether, not only within their businesses and their organizations, but at home, right? Within their families, right? They talk to their kids, they discuss money, they talk money, they plan for money, they're thinking money, they're focused on money, right? Because they understand, guys, you're not gonna do the things you want to do, not everything in life, without it. We just keep it plain and simple, right? we're not talking about trying to like buy love and all that stuff. No, you should be able to get those things without money. But money definitely contributes to a lot of things like happiness. You can't, don't try to go out there and buy happiness. That's not what I'm saying. But you know, it contributes to happiness. You want to do things for those you love and you care for, right? Whether it's your family and loved ones, to just people in your community, to people around the world that you don't know nothing about. You just want to give and donate whatever you're trying to do for others, right? You need to have money, and therefore if you want a lot of money, you need to be focused on it. All right, so developing a money consciousness is absolutely a necessity. It's not the end all be all. That's not what we're talking about here, having money for the sake of money. We're talking about having money to use it as a tool, a resource to be able to do things with, right? So you know, having a money consciousness is something that you need to focus on. That's a habit that you have to have and implement, right, to become that millionaire, billionaire that you want to be. All right. So habit number 7, guys, for today is exercising. Right now, like waking up early, some of us just don't want to do it. Some of us do not enjoy exercising. I actually enjoy it a lot. I love the fact that, you know, I'm one of those people who, you know, I believe if you feel great, you look great, you do great, right? I truly believe that, and I love exercising. I would love to every single day if I could, but well, I'm not too far, maybe, you know, 5 or 6 days a week. But I just enjoy exercising as a former athlete. It's just something that I like to get out and do on a daily basis. Some days a little longer than others, but I try to do it as often as possible. You know, studies have shown that 76% of people with a liquid net worth of $3.2 million or greater exercise at least 30 minutes daily, right? 76% of people, $3.2 million in liquid net worth, exercise 30 minutes daily. What that tells me and what that should be telling you is that you should be exercising at least 30 minutes daily. So I got to step my game up. But the point is, you know, and there's many benefits to exercising, right? You know, just physically, it's going to put you in better health and well-being, right? It helps increase energy, right? When you know, what I've noticed in my research is that a lot of people, a lot of the richest people out there, one of the first things they're doing in the morning is they're waking up and getting their exercise on, right? They're because what it does is, you know, again, physically it's going to do you a lot of good, but mental clarity, you know, increased energy, right? This is going to be something natural for you. You might not even need the coffee. You definitely probably won't need the energy drink. It's going to get you going. The blood get pumping, you know, you get that oxygen going in you, you know, the endorphins, you know, all these things, and it just naturally boosts the energy. You know, focus, mental clarity. I mean, all these great benefits of exercise. And I'm telling you, many of you might be out there saying, well, I just don't have the energy to exercise, right? Because if you're like me, I actually exercise for a while after I was working, right? I would go to work and then go exercise. And by then, you know, if you're somebody who works a job, your energy might be just totally sapped from you, right? Luckily for me, I'm one of those people who enjoyed working out, so it was a little easier for me to find myself getting to the gym even after a long day of work. I could still get there and still get a good exercise in. But I know some of you out there, if you already don't enjoy exercising, you going to work spending, you know, 8, 9, 10, 12 hours at a job, you're not trying to see the gym. You're trying to go home, chill, and relax. I totally get it. I totally understand. Which means, you know, if you, again, adopt the habit of waking up earlier, an hour earlier, 2 hours earlier than you normally do, that'll give you opportunity to get in the gym before work and get your exercise going. Again, all the great benefits of exercise, plus, you know, one of those being the enhanced energy, which is going to, you know, carry over into your day at your job, at work, right? You're going to show up to work. Your energy level is already here. You don't need to get into the office and get that cup of coffee. You need to stop by the local grocery store and get that energy drink, because you're already up and ready for the day. After your workout, you're ready to go in there and crush and kill it at work. So or at the office for you entrepreneurs out there or whatnot. So definitely, again, a lot of great benefits to exercising. And again, one of the habits of the rich, guys. All right, so moving forward, we got habit number 8 of the rich and the wealthy, and that is meditation. There may be different terms. You may use a different term for this, but I'm gonna stick with meditation, and that is just because this is the word that continues to be used, that I keep on hearing, and that I have adopted myself. And meditation is just the practice of really focusing and getting in tune with whatever thing or area of your life that you want to really focus on, right? And it could be very short. There's people who when you hear about meditation, people do it for different periods of time. You could do it for a couple minutes to hours. I don't know, but something as simple as maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes. Even you can break that up into maybe 5-10 minutes in the morning, 5-10 minutes at night or the afternoon, however you want to do it. I don't know if there's one way necessarily to do this, but what I do know is that I think of people, names like Oprah, Jack Canfield talked about it in The Secret. Many people talk about it. I even have a quote here from Ray Dalio, who says, meditation more than anything in my life was the biggest ingredient for whatever success I have had, right? So this is, things, meditation can definitely help you in many different ways. A couple being, just mental clarity and connection. You can use this in any area of your life, your spiritual life, your relationships, money, we're talking about today here, money, wealth, riches. This is definitely something, again, developing that money consciousness. Meditation can definitely be a part and a factor in that for you. So I highly encourage you, if you are not familiar with meditation, look it up. You can YouTube, there's books on meditation, there's all kind of programs on meditation. Try it out for yourself. Again, if they're doing it, you're doing it, we're doing it. Let's do it. So meditation, guys. So the next one is saving to invest. I want you to, guys, let this sink in. This is something, when you actually talk and really connect with rich people, like we're talking about today, like we're talking about getting you there, they don't save to save. They don't save and stuff money under mattresses. They're not saving and collecting 4% annually from their bank. They're not interested in that. The rich are saving specifically to invest. They're strategically saving so that they can take that money and put it into something that's going to create and bring them more money. They're not interested in saving for rainy days. That's all hogwash. Some other words that I could probably say, but look, don't save for the sake of saving. It's okay to to have the little bit of money to hold you over the emergency fund, right? That's all fine and dandy. That should not be your focus, your primary concern when it comes to saving money. You need to save with a plan, right? Go back to your goals, planning out, including in your plans. You're planning on a daily basis or weekly, monthly, when you get your income from whether it be your job, the business you have, or investments you have. You need to be planning out how you're going to save, X amount of money per day, week, month, whatever it is, year, to take that money and to invest in something else. So the last one I'm gonna give you today, guys, extremely critical, just like the rest, is networking, right? Rich people are networking. They are going to events. They are going to, trainings, course, anywhere they could possibly go to network with people, right? You've heard it before. Your network is your net worth, or your network determines your net worth, right? Who are you talking to on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis? Are you talking to people who are going to help you, get closer to achieving those goals? Are you talking and interacting with people who are helping you, accomplish what you have as far as your plans? If you're not, you're basically saying that I'm not all that interested in becoming, rich or wealthy, that millionaire and billionaire. The reason why you're watching this video today, you need to get out. You need to network. You need to meet new people. You need to meet people who are going to push you, inspire you, help you plan, help you make things happen when it comes to creating the financial future, the financial well-being, and achieving financial freedom like you want to achieve. You can't sit around the same people and expect to continue to grow, right? One of my mentors told me before, you know, a thousandaire can't teach somebody to be a millionaire don't know how to teach somebody to be a billionaire, right? You need to learn what you can when it comes to this money game. You need to learn what you can from those you're around. Once you've learned what you can, it's nothing against them, but when it comes to money, you got to move on. You got to go on. You got to climb the ladder, right? You got to keep on going. So get around new people. There's all kind of books out there. There's all kind of programs. There's free apps on your smartphone that you can get around like-minded people and attend events. You know, there's always events on all the social media platforms that you can find out about in regards to maybe your profession, your career, your business, or whatnot. There's events just strictly about, you know, how to go out and network and meet new people, right? So reach out to people that you might not even know personally, you never spoke to before. Again, I can't tell you how many people that I've been around who make a ridiculous amount of money. They're looking for people to train and to coach up and to help really succeed in this money game, right? They didn't get to where they got to all by themselves. There's a lot of these self-made, you know, people out there. Look, they're not self-made. Along the line, they read a book, they heard somebody speak, they watched a video. When somebody shared something, it could have been, you know, just something very, very small that triggered something in their mind to get them going. And I guarantee that little thing got them going, and that only led them to seek something else, whether it came from a book, a video, a seminar, a networking event, or some sort like that. So again, get out there, meet new people, network, because this is an absolute critical and important habit, again, like the rest, for the rich and the wealthy. And if you aspire, again, to get there, guys, I encourage you, really, you know, look back on these habits. There's other habits too of the rich out there, the millionaires and billionaires, that they're implementing on a daily basis. But these are some of the most common that I see, that I've experienced and learned about, and have definitely contributed to me growing and developing and achieving the successes I've had. So I encourage you, check them out. If they resonate with you, if you see value in them, implement them in your life. You know, and if you've been doing this, let us know. You know, drop a comment below. Would love to hear about if you've been utilizing, implementing any of these habits in your life, in your career, your business, or your personal life, and how they have helped you and you benefited from them. If there's some other habits that you would like us to share, maybe in a future video, also let us know that, right? We would love to share, because we're all about helping people accomplish their dreams and goals, especially when it comes to their financial well-being. So again, guys, if you have gained value from this video, let us know. Drop a comment below. Make sure you hit that red subscribe button, the bell notification right next to it, and check us out on the social media. Stay tuned, stay plugged. We're going to come right back at you and bring you some great information, tips, and opportunities. This is Brian from Revenue Pro Tips. Peace.